A 14-year-old black boy was mistaken for stealing water, chased out of a gas station, and shot by the store owner. Now the owner has been found not guilty. Cyrus Belton walked into a Shell gas station in Columbia, South Carolina in May 2023. Store workers told him to leave his backpack near the front. He later went to the cooler, took out several bottles of water, and put them all back. But the store owner's family believed he had stolen something. Cyrus left the store, and Rick Chow and his adult son, Andy Chow, chased him for about 130 yards. During the chase, Cyrus lost his shoe, dropped his phone, dropped his backpack, and fell several times. Witnesses said they did not see him turn around or point anything at anyone. Cyrus did have a firearm on him, which became the center of the trial. Prosecutors said the gun fell out when he tripped and that Chow shot him in the back. The medical examiner confirmed the bullet entered through his back. But the defense said Cyrus pointed the gun at Andy Chow. They argued Rick Chow fired because he believed his son was in danger. The jury was not given smaller charges like manslaughter. They had to choose between murder or not guilty. On the 1st of June 2026, they found Rick Chow not guilty. Cyrus's family still has a civil lawsuit pending. Online, many people are angry, saying a boy who did not steal anything was chased and killed, yet no one was convicted. What do you think?
So the whole world is talking about this 14-year-old boy that was unalive down there in South Carolina. We saw the footage. He was in the store and he had a bag and he was putting the waters in, but then he ended up putting the waters back. And when he left the store with nothing, right? He was out of the store and the Asians chased him. There was a chase that ensued, and in the chasing, there was a firing of a firearm, and the 14-year-old dropped to the ground and lay dead. Now, this is the issue. The 14-year-old boy had a firearm. And when they checked online, he was flashing guns and all this kind of stuff. The Asian guy says that he turned around and pointed the gun at him, but there's no proof or evidence that he pointed the gun. But when they found his body, the bag and the gun laid next to him, the whole thing is crazy. To me, in my opinion, he should have never had the gun, but they should have never left. Once he left the store, that should have been it. They should never chased him down. They should never chased him down to the point where there would be a firing of a firearm. Now, the police arrested the Chinese store owner at the time, right? They arrested him at the time. This is what the police was reporting.
The coroner and I stand here today and talk about a very tragic incident that we had last night where a 14-year-old lost his life. It's senseless. It doesn't make sense. We have a family that's grieving. We have a community that's grieving over a 14-year-old who was shot. His name is Cyrus Belton. His family's been notified. We just talked to the mom just a few minutes before we came into here. We've also met with important that we get the truth out. There's a lot of different narratives that's being circulated that it's not true. But the facts are very disturbing, as they are. This happened about 8 o'clock last night at a convenience store on Park Lane where the victim went in. The owners of the convenience store suspected him of shoplifting. He did not shoplift anything. We have no evidence that he stole anything whatsoever. There was a verbal confrontation inside the convenience store. The victim went outside. He took off running. The son of the owner of the convenience store gave chase. The father, who owns the convenience store, joined in the chase. He was armed with a pistol. They chased a young man towards Springtree Apartments. Young man fell down. He got back up. At some point, the son said that he had a gun, that the victim had a gun, and we did recover a gun that was close to his body. At that point, the father shot the young man in the back. He was not laying on the ground. He did not have his hands up. The coroner will go through a little bit more details after her autopsy today, but it was, regardless, even if he had shoplifted 4 bottles of water, which is what he initially took out of the cooler and then he put them back. Even if he'd done that, that's not something you shoot anybody over, much less a 14-year-old. But you just don't do that. This location has had lots of incidents in the past, shoplifting incidents. Been confrontations between the owners of the store and customers and people in there actually shoplifting. But you don't do what happened last night. We're charging the owner of the store, Chow, with murder. He should be arrested at any moment now, but he is charged with murder. I think that is significant for the community to know that, we went through our process of our investigation. We had to wait on the coroner to do our autopsy this morning. We had to talk to witnesses. We had to make sure that we had the facts that we've been able to find. Again, what clouded the issue is that the victim did have a gun. There was a confrontation. We had to make sure that those who fired the shots did not have that gun pointed at them, and they did not, in legal terms, be in fear of their life. And Rick Chow shot this young man in the back, and he killed him.
So the police are saying, they had justification for arresting this Asian man and charging him with murder. They said that the police said that this was murder. The district attorney's office said that this was murder. Now, we know that he had a firearm, right? But I'm gonna get to that in a minute. We know that he had a firearm, but he left the store and he took off running, right? They chased him out of the store. So based off the district attorney's account and the police, they were saying that this was murder.
Murder is, in South Carolina, statutorily defined as killing of another person with malice aforethought. Okay? What is malice aforethought? The judge is going to define malice for you. This is malice. You see this right here? Y'all see that? Look at it. This is what malice looks like right here. There's hatred, ill will, or hostility. We know how Rick Chow feels about shoplifters. Okay? He has devoted a large amount of space in his store to advertise shoplifters and identify shoplifters. He doesn't like them. Malice is ill will or hostility towards another person. It's the intentional doing of a wrongful act without just cause or excuse, and with an intent to inflict an injury under circumstances the law will infer an evil intent. When does malice need to form, and when does it need to exist in the mind of Rick Chow? The judge will tell you it does not, malice aforethought does not require that malice exists for any particular time before the act is committed, but it must exist in the mind of the defendant just before and at the time of the shooting.
Now, based off of South Carolina law, the DA is breaking down why Mr. Chow should be charged with murder, right? That's what they're doing. So we have the DA, the police, we have video cam footage of him taking off running, never pointing the gun. We have video cam footage of him putting the waters back, right? Now, that was all weird, right? We have all that. But we know now that Mr. Chow was found not guilty. And we have to now do some digging to try to figure out and wonder why he was found not guilty. Well, ladies and gentlemen, my foundational black Americans, the Chows went and hired a black attorney. They got out in front of this and they went out and they hired a black attorney to come defend them. And this black attorney came in there, and he's black, he knows the culture, and he defended them in the way that they could win. He came out there and did this.
But use your own common sense on that. I asked him the direct question, looking back through your investigation, as you have gone through and looked at the full file and looked at everything now, do you find it weird, odd, suspicious that a young man would go into a gas station without any money, with an empty book bag, bullet in the chamber, and then was looking like he was taking stuff off of the counter. I don't find that suspicious. I find that answer suspicious. The reason we brought this up is not to suggest I don't know what Cyrus was doing. I don't. But use your common sense and ask yourself, that does seem strange. And the reason we bring that up is that would explain why Andy, who was sitting at the front counter, looking back, is watching this and going, he's acting strange. He's acting weird. He's putting water back up, water back up, water back up. It looked weird to me. And then he came up to the counter with his hands in his sleeve, and there looked to be something heavy in there. I didn't know what it was, and so I asked him, and he did this, and it looked like there was something heavy in there. It was the gun! Did Andy know it was a gun? Absolutely not. But you can understand why Andy would have said there's something strange going on. His behavior, something in the pocket, going weird with the water, that's what was strange. So that is to explain why Andy made the unilateral decision that there was something strange going on here. And then Andy made the decision to follow him out of the store, chase him, run after him, whatever you want to call it, but he made that decision based upon a reasonable belief of what anybody would have thought something strange here. I asked the officer, again, about the suspicious behavior. That 24 hours, less than 24 hours before he came into the store, he posted this on his social media. Do you remember? I asked him about it. And not only was it this was a clip from a video in which he was pointing a gun at a screen with a laser and a flashing light on his Instagram story. You put all that together, you can explain that someone's behavior would have been a little strange. And he would have had that firearm with the light on it.
So the Chow's hired this black attorney, and he comes in. Now, mind you, they have this jury, and the jury is seeing this black attorney. This is for psychological. Well, some of this may go over some of y'all head, but this is psychological. They hire this black attorney. He comes on in, he breaks this stuff down. Remember, every group already got a preconceived notions about black people in this country, right? They talk of this black fatigue. Black people are violent. These young YNs. They could even condition y'all to call young black boys YNs, right? So he's already guilty until proven innocent. So now when they see him in the store, he got a gun. They don't care. Open shut case. Then you get a black attorney to come defend some non-black people. Oh, the jury's already. Their mind's already made up. This thing was done from the rip. Once I saw the lawyer. And he's breaking down basically because it's him saying, remember, he's not defending black people. He's showing why this guy's guilty. He wasn't done.
That Rick Chow is the most creative, smartest person in the history of the world. He is clairvoyant, if you will. Let's give him an Oscar. Rick Chow was able to decide, you know what, I want to kill this boy. I need to figure out when he's going to come into the store, when he's going to have a gun, when it's going to be in his pouch. I need to make sure that Andy sees it. And then I need to make sure Andy follows him for the directions. So I need to make sure Andy calls 911 and says exactly what I want him to say. I need to make sure Andy says the exact thing that I'm going to say at the exact time. Because that's what it would be necessary to believe the state of South Carolina's case today. That Rick Chow set all this up in motion to execute a shoplifter. The people he decides, needs, has to help him make a living. It doesn't make any sense. And if we take this one step further from the state's theory, Rick Chow is so pissed off, so damn angry about this shoplift, hates him so much that he executes him. Why not shoot him when he gets out of the store? Gun's already on his hip. Why not walk out of the store? Shoplifter, $1, he stole, shot. Shoplifter, 10 yards, shot. Shoplifter, 20 yards, shot. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. Why wait 130? Unless something changed. What changed was somebody pulling a gun and pointing it directly at his son. That's what changed.
You have a lot of W folks saying that this black attorney is excellent. He did a great job. Remember, people going around saying they have black fatigue. You're going around calling your children YNs, right? Giving jurors and judges preconceived notions about black boys before they even come in the courtroom. Dummies. Y'all the ones out here calling your babies YNs. That's what you're doing, right? So now we have all this stuff going on. We already know we don't have no friends, right? Right? You're not going to get anything in the courtrooms from anybody non-black. You are violent, aggressive, lazy, everything. And then they go get a black attorney. It took the jury no time to deliberate and come out with this.
We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Chi Rick Chow, as to the charge of murder, not guilty. Signed number 302, foreperson, June the 1st, 2026. Madam Forelady, was this your verdict and the verdict of the entire jury?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Thank you.
And from the state, you like to poll jury on?
Madam Forelady and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm going to ask you 2 questions.
Jury seated, Your Honor. All right, Madam Forelady, I understand you've reached the verdict.
Yes, Your Honor, we have.
Can you please hand it to the bailiff there? All right, Madam Clerk, will you please publish?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. Indictment number 2023 GS 4007440. State of South Carolina, County of Richland versus Chi Rick Chow. We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Chi Rick Chow, as to the charge of murder, not guilty. Signed number 302, foreperson, June the 1st, 2026. Madam Forelady, was this your verdict and the verdict of the entire jury?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Thank you.
And from the state, you like to poll jury on?
Madam Forelady and ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm going to ask you.
Now, I keep telling you Negroes this, because y'all want to run around, have all these coalitions, all you stupid idiots that come into my comment section with this Democratic bullcrap. These liberals don't like y'all either. They're not your friends. Listen to me very closely. That Asian man chased him out of the store length of a football field, and he was shot in the back. Their lives wasn't in danger, and they actually, the boy was running away. Based off the law, he was already guilty, but again, you guilty because you're guilty to proven innocent. This is just what it is in this country. And now with this MAGA stuff and everything being just blown up more, the people that was descendants of slaves here that's talking reparations, at one point, we fought for everybody while they was unaliving us. Now we have portions of people, kids in our community that's unaliving each other. And they take that small portion and make us the poster child for everything wrong in this country. To the point where they're going around talking black fatigue. Black leadership has done a poor job in protecting our image in this country. Right? So now you have W folks that never liked you. And all these other immigrant groups that's coming here and they see you through that same preconceived notion. That same thing. And they coming after you. So it don't matter whether he was running away or not. It don't matter whether the childs chased him out or maybe broke the law to do that. Your ass is guilty because you had a gun and they tired of you, Nick. They tired of you. That's why I was doing this series, Death to the Real Jigger. I wasn't talking about unaliving nobody. I was talking about unaliving that jigger in your brain, that ninja in your brain. Death to the real ninja. That's when I was doing that series. I was getting pushback, right? No, we got to get a hold of our own kids, man, because we ain't got no allies and no friends. They hate you. They hate you. They ain't got no problem with this W, man. They hate you. You. It's psychological, man. This is what they've done to you. They've made you the aggressor. They made you, you are the poster child for everything wrong in America. So you already going, listen, it is what it is, man. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV. You shouldn't have had a gun. Where the parents? At all, right? But at the end of the day, he still shouldn't have been chased down either and shot in the back once he left the store. No, you can't do that. But they did it anyway, and they're going to get away with it because your ass is black in America. You're black in America. And a lot of our people are freaking stupid. You don't know how to band together to get things done and get our community in check. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. And remember, I love you all. Till the next time. Peace.